Right. It is morning. Good morning. But it's gonna be fun to do this one today. I started already doing some line art, and I think it'll be good. Hey Georg, hey Orby. So the idea is I'm gonna try to draw this one out. Should be fine. Like I said, I started earlier to kind of just refine drawing some mechanical bits and so on, trying to make sense out of it. I doubt that I'll have time to finish it on this stream, because there's still lots of mechanical bits to to draw. It's gonna be a bit crazy complicated, another one like the larger one. So we'll see how that goes, but let's start the timer, the 30-minute countdown, and let's do it. Yes, I was sitting and drawing this last night, or the other night, trying to figure out like what goes where, and it's a bit complicated. I'm not sure how to solve the stomach area. Like I want it to be like a cavity, right? But then again, I also want it to be a cool design in there, not just a cavity. And I think that's always a risk when you're doing designs like this, where you're just kind of doing something to have it there, rather than it being a valid, like a valid placement, you know. So that's one worry I have about doing this design the way I've done it. But that being said, it's not going too bad. I just need to like figure out what goes where and how many cables and how many arms and how many doctor's appliances, and oh, that should be overlapped. Yes, it should. But that's going to be a bit of a weird angle. Let's see how that turns out. Should be fine. The risk also, what I always find when doing mechanical things like this, doing it automatically, is that there's always this risk that you're running that you'll end up just being too homogeneous. Like there's not enough variety or statement in the shapes. You know, that it just becomes more of the same, and it just becomes noise rather than design. So that's something I'm trying to be aware of, to kind of keep in the back of my head, that like the reasoning behind the decision to add information at this place or that place, you know. Bjork. Yes, some canisters. I think you know, should be there for sure. I mean, he is suctioning up the juices. So it has to go somewhere, right? There's the kind of like rib cage here. Where could we put some canisters? I mean, ideally, it's linked with eating, maybe, you know, because he loves eating the victim, right? It would be nice to have it placed somewhere where the canisters doesn't obstruct or change the flow of the concept too much, right? That we get the canisters almost like secondary, or maybe like breasts, you know, that they're not so much in your face, but they're there. Hey Mila, good morning, welcome. Matthias, welcome back. Fuvad, welcome back. And Captain Jetlag, as always, Pikachu. My daughter loves screaming Pikachu. And she screams it really, really shrill. It just like cuts your ears into to small pieces when she screams it. She screamed it so much that we bought a Pikachu for her. And now every time she sees the Pikachu, she shrills. Or shrieks. So switch off the background. All right, yeah, makes sense. Long lingering arms down, kind of cutting up. We need more tools though. Captain Jetlag. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There we go. No, you have to learn to deal with that actually. In the beginning, luckily with children, you get eased into it. You know, you don't your first child is not a toddler. You know, it's just a baby and you learn the worst what they do is that they scream. Just, you know, like when they're hungry, just baby noises. But those noises are so kind of ingrained in our mind that we need to pay attention to it by default. That baby screaming is just triggers triggers your psyche. Also, you know, you're full of new emotions for the kid. Like, oh no, why is it screaming? But then towards the end of the baby phase, you're just like, oh come on, stop screaming. You become numb to the baby's crying. There's so much on autopilot, you know, that you just don't care anymore to the same degree as a new parent. Everything is like scary, and you don't want the baby to die for some weird reason. You think that everything will kill it, and uh, kids are they are something. No, kids are good. I love my kids, but sometimes, obviously, you know, you don't really need to explain, but you would really like some time without them, just to you know, like reset or something. Just stop being crazy for one day and That's how it is. But you love them so much. You get it's like hard coded in your mind. You can't choose. You just love them. Captain Jetlag. Oh man, I did that with my friends. Um, we dubbed Disney movies. It was so funny. Such a strange outcomes when you were all just sitting and making up a story as you go along, dubbing. Just the microphone plugged it in, and then we were recording the audio on top. So some hilarious scenarios. So those canisters, I think let's put those canisters in here, like that. Let's flip the image. And then the other one, have it, probably need to add some mechanical parts there, but let's try to add it like so. Then we need to add it like that. Okay. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. There, Bart. That's good. That's good. Yeah, sometimes when the kids are screaming and so on, you just go crazy. Like for me, like some of you know, most of you know, my daughter has autism, and one of the things with autism is that they stimulate themselves by repeating phrases over and over. It's a very common trait with autism. And some days she's extra stressed or whatever, and she needs to repeat a lot so that she feels comfortable or comforted. For me, I can't take it when she becomes that, like, very, very repetitive. My brain just goes, oh, like when you hear the same word for the 200th time, my brain just breaks. I try to like shift her attention to other words or other thoughts, just so she switches the loop, like that she repeats to be comfortable. And you have to start talking about her favorite things or divert her attention to another topic. But man, sometimes you maybe you're in a situation where you can't, or you don't have time, but yeah, I can't deal with it. My wife deals with that kind of repeating well, but that for me is like kryptonite. And of course, my wife has her own things she can't deal with that I don't mind dealing with, but that whole repeating aspect drives me crazy like hell. But then again, what can you do, right? It's not my daughter's choosing to have autism, or the need to stim with the repeating words to feel comfortable. You know, you can't be angry at her. You can't do anything. You know, she has to do it, or she gets stressed, visibly stressed. You know, and that's never a good thing. You gotta take care of the little ones. So we got cables running through there. I think that'll be cool. We can have them like that strong orange, like on the other creature or the other human. And we can get good accents in the mess of details, the chaos of details in here. But I think I'm trying to organize the information into clear clusters. Like the highest density around the mouth, longer lines in between focal points, so that if we switch off this, right, so we got cluster at the head, and then I want to have a space in between the body and the head, and then down here I want to have like more information, but it needs to be clearer in the information, right? So we get the narrative being directed for us by intensity of details and intensity of or lack of intensity rather. And then I think what will be further enhanced is this curvature and a softer curvature with a lots less detail and brighter tone, and then the dark intensity in this Deerbard. Yeah, this is one of the humans. Yeah, this is the future of mankind right here. So we're halfway through. On paper, I have, like, visibly, I haven't drawn a high amount of lines in that sense of filling the character up. But I've definitely solved the problems that needed to be solved when it comes to rhythm and details and so on. But we're definitely on the way here to the right direction of what this character needs. I think with a value pass and a color pass and basic shadow pass, I think this character will stand out. The design will stand out quite nicely, actually. I can see it working because the details at the moment, they work as they are. And with the value pass on top, it's going to be even better. Captain Jetlag, you definitely need to visit Sweden in the summer. No other time. If you're going to go to Sweden for the first time, you need to go in the summer. At the peak of the summer, like end of July, August, then you'll have a great experience. Hey, Morphia. Thank you. Good morning. I mean, the one thing that's cool with Sweden in general is that each season is what you would assume it would be. You know, fall is full of colors, spring is full of flowers, summer is very hot, winter is very cold and full of snow. That's one thing that I love about the climate of Sweden, plus the crazy, beautiful nature. They have so much nature and nature reserves everywhere, and just such a high amount of fantastic nature, even in the capital, comparatively to a lot of other capitals. Hey, EOP, welcome. You're back. Hey, number one talent. And Vadem, you're back again. Captain Jetlag, yeah, that's a smart idea. In the summer, a lot of people go camping. It's a huge camping, at least it used to be, huge camping culture, and tenting with young people. It's quite common, that you just go with the tents and a car, go to like nice places where there's party, like Gotland or Åland, which is islands of Sweden, which is like summer places where they have like specific places that everyone goes camping, and usually there's a lot of partying and drunk people. If that's something that you are interested in, that's cool as well. There's lots of that in the summer. What I want to do is I want to put like studs in the flesh of the human here, so that the sensation of stretched skin. That's cool, EOP. Photography is nice. I don't know, actually, Captain Jetlag. Hey, Mostefers. That was the name, right? Mostefers. Mostefers. Yes, thanks for the follow. Captain Jetlag, like I said, I don't know how expensive it is to rent bikes. I've never rented one, so I wouldn't be able to help you with that. So we've got 9 minutes left, approximately. It's pretty good. Right, we're getting somewhere. Now, I don't know like how to solve the rib cage yet, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I found one reggae song this morning, and it's so good. I've been looping it over and over, and now I have it stuck in my head. I can't not have it cycling through my mind. Such a good song. I'm all inspired by it. I posted it on Discord in the inspiration channel. So nice. So I'm thinking it needs a lot of shapes here. They're starting to feel the same. So what I gotta do is go in and enhance places with I think with cables or tubings. So we get more elongated lines going up and down in the image. But it's a tricky thing to design something like this random, right? So it reads well. I think that decision was a bad decision. It needs to go up. So it enhances the impact of the circular, you know. And it's really, I think, easy to go too fast, and then what you'll end up with is too noisy. So you just saw someone riding a bucket on a scooter. Riding a bucket on a scooter. Do you mean like trailing? Trailing behind, or wearing a bucket? Or the bucket was the scooter? Or sitting on the bucket that's on the scooter? I think I made a mistake by pushing this one in front. It cluttered the read. Yeah, that's better. To that line there. Why is it there? It doesn't need to be there. So let's move it. It's confusing because now we get two lines going very similarly. All right, that's better. But it's not better because it doesn't make any sense now. Let's put it like that. Change the angle. Yes. All right, better. That's funny. EOP. You definitely need to draw it. So many gaps. I think one thing that I gotta do is do a value pass or color pass so that I see where everything should be going, so that I can more clearer, in a more clearer way, figure out what the hell is happening. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is that I need something that adds rhythm and helps me guide the eye at the ribs, and because the bearing, like the edge bearing to the back and the machinery, is going to be such a contrast place, I wanted to feel like it when it comes to intensity, much like the head versus head versus hands, that kind of aspect of intensity of details. I want the same thing to be here on the rib cage, so that we're gonna trace that edge around with our eyes, so that it enhances the feeling of the intensity of details or contrast. Like, we want the back to be smooth, the underside to be heavy. I think that'll be a good addition there. And also we can enhance the curve that goes backwards. That's a great EOP. Oh, come on, Captain Jetlag. Don't be like that. Be kind to the guy. Yeah, so just don't go crazy, EOP, just because she said she'll put it on a wall. Play it calm. Do your best, and then don't rush. Don't what's it called? Bum rush. Is that what it's called? When you just go crazy and attack. Take a breather. It's just a drawing. Right, so time's up. This is where we got today. I'd say definitely on the right track. We're almost done with the line art for her, which is great. Still lots and lots of things to do though, but we're getting there. Thanks everyone for joining in. Have a fantastic day. Good night. Cheers for everyone who stayed up late to come and hang out. And see you guys tomorrow morning at the same time. Hopefully I will sneak in some line art time and finish this, so that I can sketch some new character tomorrow morning, because I really got to get going with all the characters. So thanks everyone for coming in. Have a good one. Thanks for joining in this and the support and the awesome topics. You guys are great. See you tomorrow.